We're in the beautiful Zug in Switzerland, and we're here with Anna Rose. She has her own podcast. Could you please introduce yourself, the podcast? Actually.
So my name's Anna Rose, and I have a podcast called Zero Knowledge Podcast. You can find it on the Apple Store. And we cover decentralized topics, and we also do look at zero knowledge proofs, and we're trying to kind of add context to the blockchain space and start telling some of the other stories out there.
Right. Yesterday was this TechCrunch blockchain sessions. What was your takeaway from the whole day, actually? Just in general, I mean, there were lots of topics, actually. But
it's funny, I think I need to digest it a little bit to really talk about yesterday, but is it okay if I talk about today?
Yeah, of course.
Because there's two things that stood out to me today. One was, it was really nice to see Vitalik talk about storage rent. He didn't call it that, but that was what it was, and that's like a Phil Diane concept that's been talked about. We interviewed him on one of our podcast episodes, and I really like thinking about that. Like, what do you do with all of this data that's sitting there and kind of just accumulating, and like a lot of those smart contracts aren't even being used anymore. So like what do you do with that, and who pays for that? Because right now it's a lot of altruism. Like nodes are just running the stuff because like they want to keep the network safe, they want to keep it going, but actually there's like a weight and there's resources being used to do that. So I thought that was really cool. And the other thing I really liked was Carl's presentation for this course that he's doing in crypto economics. And one of the reasons I loved it was that he's like a super fun guy to watch, but like you can see his style evolving, and I love the way he's educating. Like I really think it's awesome, and I'm super inspired, and I hope to get a chance to like work with them on that.
this is Carl Flucher from Ethereum Network.
Yeah.
Yes,
I can't pronounce his last name, so sorry, Carl.
So, I mean, do you follow the space? You say, okay, what kind of topics are you interested in? Actually, the storage, the fees, or
cool. So I'm really into like zero knowledge stuff and the Zcash community. I just came back from ZCon Zero last week. I think that's also a thing. Like ZCon Zero was such a good event. It kind of
zero knowledge. Sorry.
Zero knowledge proofs. Oh, it's a field of study that it's like basically do you not know what it is? No. Okay. In a nutshell, the idea is that so you have a secret. I want to prove that you have a secret without revealing what that secret is, and you could potentially use a zero knowledge proof. So I will know for sure that you have a secret without revealing any of the information. That's like a one-liner. It's a large field of study that you should listen to my podcast to find out more about. We have an intro to zero knowledge on the Zero Knowledge podcast by the Zero Knowledge hosts. All so right. Lots of meta-ness there.
How many users do you have at the moment?
Oh, I actually don't share that publicly, but sorry.
But you're quite, with Zcash, you went to the Zcash conference. Actually, it was quite remarkable that Vitalik mentioned Zcash as one of the most interesting projects.
So he was also there. I mean, the thing is, it was it was a nice conference. It was 300 people. It was like really well programmed with a lot of the like real thinkers in the space. I am fascinated by that topic. I was super happy to be there. We actually did a podcast where I interviewed a lot of people there as well. So like I started to distill like out of it what were the really key projects or key ideas coming out. And that was just cool. I don't know. Like I think that space is super interesting. I think it also has like this mandate of privacy. Like that is actually super important. And I see it like Zcash basically popularized zero knowledge proofs, and now you see it going into other blockchain spaces, which is great. But that's like the core, that's the hub. So there you get like the real distilled good stuff. So yeah, I had an awesome time, and it was such a great conference. And this is actually a great conference as well. It's beautiful. We're in this wonderful building, like looking out on a lake. Beautiful day today. But I think my topic-wise, like I don't know, I'm still kind of coming off of that event. But still, I mean, I don't know. I've had a really fun time here.
All right. So what are your next events you're planning, or?
So I think DAppCon is happening in Berlin. Definitely Ethereum. Blockchain Week Berlin, which is happening in September. Okay. That's super exciting. And we're actually going to be doing an event for that during that week called the Zero Knowledge Summit.
All right. Where?
In Berlin.
Oh, in Berlin.
This is all Berlin. Yeah, it's Blockchain Week Berlin, and it's going to be September 5th-ish to 10th, I think, is kind of like, at least that's the dates that I have so far. And I think it's going to be great, and I can't wait to bring like a bunch of people to my town, because I live there. So, yeah.
Right, sounds good. So actually, why are you interested in this space, actually? I mean, what makes you tick to follow this space?
Ooh. Well, so I'm a founder of a startup. I've been in the startup scene for a long time. And I think when I started to get into blockchain stuff, I just was like, I loved how, like, it actually required a lot of study. And I found that good. I think I was a little bit, I knew the regular tech stack stuff that I was dealing in, and I could sell that very easily and explain it very easily. And then all of a sudden, there's this incredibly challenging space. And so for me, I was just like, I want to learn more, and I want to start to be able to speak this language and understand it. And actually, doing the podcast was like a way that, like, I have been learning.
It's got lots of substance. This scene. I mean, lots of.
Well, I think it's I think there's a lot of like really awesome nerdy topics you can get into, and the fact that it's super multidisciplinary. So like the knowledge that I do have from previous work can be applied here in many ways, but there's this huge field of study that I need to like brush up on and spend time studying, and I don't know, I just get a kick out of it.
All right. Yeah, thank you very much, Anna, for your brief fire chat, or how do you call it?
Interview, fireside,
yeah.
I don't know.
If people are interested, they can go to the App Store and Zero Knowledge podcast.
Yes, or zereknowledge.fm. That's our website, and you can also get the episodes there. And it has the feed and all the other platforms that it's available on.
All right.
Cool.
Thank you very much.
Thanks so much.